Hello, hello, everyone. Let me get this shared out here. Well, let's see if I can figure out how to do it. You would think that by now I would know. There it is. Is it going to let me in here? Yep. Hey, Minnesota gal, how are you? I just want to copy this and put it out there on Facebook. So give me just a second. Oh my goodness, the thumbnails that they make are so horrible. It's like the DMV. Could they get a worse picture? Oh, let's see. One more second. Oops. Okay. That is all shared out. Let's see who we got in here. Just Minnesota gal. Oh my goodness, girl. I do not envy you at all. Let me tell you, the packing and deciding what to keep and what was worth moving across the United States was the most difficult thing ever. And I still left important stuff in, hey, Janice. I still left important stuff back in Washington, but it wasn't that important, obviously. God had different plans for me. Can you guys hear me okay on the microphone? Hi, Drops family. How are you? No mobile home yet. I wish, but in fact, I woke up and it was raining again this morning, and I'm trying really hard not to get depressed. Thankful we are not going that far and we'll have an extra room. Yeah. But then again, if you have the extra room and you're not going that far, you wind up keeping and packing and moving a whole lot more stuff than. So it puts more work on you because you wind up keeping more. Okay, good. I was trying to play around with the GoPro because I'm supposed to be able to go live from it, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Hey, Ed's Crazy Homestead. You're awake. I can't stay off YouTube. Yeah, no. I should have just done an all-nighter, right? Drops Family Garden 5x5. I don't understand what you mean. Oh, you can't hear. Oh, okay. Most men ignore me anyhow, so, I've got rid of lots because we were planning on going further. Yeah, and you know what, Minnesota guy, I would say it was easy, but it really wasn't. And I know that I brought stuff with me that when I went to go unload it off the truck, I was like, why did I even bother? But I guess maybe I'll sell it once, it's here. Sherry, good morning. Boy, the night crew is up early, huh? Anyhow, yeah, I know that there was stuff when I unloaded that U-Haul. I was like, are you kidding? I brought all this and I forgot the dog's crate. You would think that would be important. Not that she needs a crate, but it was an expensive crate that I wanted to use for another puppy someday, and that got left behind. I also left behind all my Indian artifacts. So my mom and I, for years, every Mother's Day, we would go to the Stanford Powwow out in California. And every single year I would buy a different handmade Indian item. And so I had a huge box of those, and there was no room on the truck for it. So that all got left behind. It was old bow and arrows that were handmade and a lot of beading work and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of a bummer. Let's see what I miss here. Ed says, yep, I am I'm already been up for a while, went to the post office, got stuff and need it there. Now I'm headed back into the big box store. Oh, don't get lost in there and don't have a heart attack if you see the prices. Excuse me. I contacted Brian. He doesn't have anything available. You know, Sherry, right after I sent that to you, I went and looked on his page and saw that he had already sold that that side-by-side lot out here. And I was like, oh, bummer. So, but he keeps having to resell that one because whoever buys it defaults on the payments or whatever, and he winds up with it back again. So don't give up just yet. I sold stuff that would be cheaper to replace than to pay to move. Exactly, Drops. And that's what I was trying to do. Like, clothing is so cheap. Those little plastic Rubbermaid containers, I left tons of those because, you know, dollar store, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't need that many plastic containers. I made sure I brought my canning jars and my canning lids, you know, because those are like gold. Gosh, I don't know why I'm coughing this morning. But and then I have a really expensive juicing machine that I spent $250 on, you know, stuff like that I wasn't gonna pay again once I got out here to get, and I knew I would use it. But yeah, it's so hard, especially when you're kind of like on a self-imposed time crunch. I wanted to be out here so bad, but going through all that and then loading the truck, and some of that stuff that I was going through had been put in boxes 3-4 years prior. And yeah, it was just a nightmare. Hello, Prepper Book Club. Yeah, furniture. I brought very little furniture. I brought my chair, which you can't see me behind me, but it's a electric recliner. And I had just bought that like 2 weeks before I had realized that I had to move. So I wasn't going to get rid of that. And I brought my futon and my mattress and a couple dressers. And I think that's it, like 2 small dressers. I didn't even have a chance to sell the stuff. I just left it. My sister's going to sell it or donate it. Oh my goodness. I wish it was not raining here. So we were waiting for a period of 3 days. They needed at least 3 or 4 days of no rain to move my home from Missouri to the property out here. And I was all excited because he said there's only a 25% chance of rain this week. And then I woke up this morning and it's raining. So y'all can have this rain. Trust me, I don't want it. You know, Sherry, I'm not a stuffed person either, but oh my goodness, you know, I had gone through a lot of my stuff and got rid of it before I moved into the travel trailer in Washington, just because I didn't want to pay for storage and stuff. I'm too cheap for that. And then apparently I acquired a whole bunch more stuff, and that was because I was going to be moving into the tiny home. Hey, Lonnie, how are you? I was going to be moving into the tiny home, so I was like acquiring things that I was going to use for the tiny home. But you know, when it's different when you're storing it there compared to paying to haul it across the United States. It's just not worth it. Yep, I have all my tools. I made sure I got, well, most of those. There were some that I couldn't find when it came time to move, but good. Hopefully you don't have any storms down there, Lonnie. Yeah, tools are important, and then I bought more once I got here. But I'll do, once I get the house here, I'll do a unboxing on the tools that I did buy, because I bought some pretty cool ones. And I was down to 2 suitcases at one time, felt so free. Minnesota gal, I did that when I was 19 and I left my husband. I didn't even have a suitcase. I just left with the clothes that I had on me. And bright and sunny so far. Oh, I hope this isn't coming your way. I left with the clothes that were on my back, and he kept everything else. I didn't get my stuff back from him until like 10 years later when he got tired of paying storage. And then that's when I got my high school diploma and crap like that back. But yeah, it was freeing. I got to like walk away and not have to pack anything. And I wish, you know, I thought about doing that here, just bringing the absolute necessity. But there was so much that it would have cost me so much more to replace, especially all the tools and stuff like that, that it wasn't worth it to walk away from it. Anyhow, and Sherry, how's the storms where you're at? Is it still, did you get snow? Oh no. Well, hopefully I'll have clear weather by the time you leave for the meetup, because we just might find you in Las Vegas instead of Oklahoma, because you like automatically seek towards the warmth. Oh no, I'm sorry. Gosh, that's like late in the year for snow for there. I don't ever remember it rain or snowing in May. But yeah, we used to go, well, no, I went back there in May quite a few times. Just trying to think. We mainly went in football season. And then, but we went back in the summer quite a few times. So now I'll keep watching, Sherry, because there was that place and then there was a couple other places. I know that guy that I sent you the information has a lot of places over in the same place where you bought your other parcel and in Cherokee Village. And yeah, those are not good areas. So yeah, well, you know, when you're on a mountain like that, okay, so the joke in Twain Harte, where I lived near Yosemite, the joke there was it could rain, I mean, it could snow as late as August 31st and as early as September 1st, because it over the mountains, it creates its own weather system, and you never know. That really the joke was, if you wanted it to snow, just plan an outdoor event in the summertime. Good. Well, like I said, I know that there's some others here, but I haven't gone by them to see what, you know, if they're like on a slope or not. But I'll check. I'll try and look sometime this week and see what else is left, and see if I can maybe get over to where they are and what the area is like. But you're going to be out here in what, 11 days, something like that? Come on, how many more days is it? I don't have a calendar here in front of me. I could find one on my computer. Let's see. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 days. So yeah, I'm just gonna, I guess, hang out in here today and maybe play with this new GoPro. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you haven't watched that video, in that video, I'm actually doing this. Like, here's the camera, and I'm actually doing this with the camera as I'm talking with you guys. And it like stays straight ahead. It is so, so cool. It'll bounce, like if you walk like this, it'll bounce a little bit, but nothing compared to, you know, and if I move it back and forth really fast, then it'll show up. But 13 days and counting. There you go. But no, I am so impressed with this camera. Even the sound was a whole lot better than, because it was super windy that day, and the sound came out a whole lot better than it did on the GoPro 5. So I think the GoPro 5 is just going to wind up being a still camera that sits on a tripod, because this camera is so much better. It's awesome. This one, well, normally I think they're like $400 for the camera itself normally, but I got it on sale. It was $249 for the camera. Then I bought the there's this you guys can't see that, huh? There's this Max Lens mod that's added, and that was like another $100. Then there was this case on the outside, which is the where'd my microphone go? Must be up on there. Anyhow, there's this case on the outside. It's called the media mod, and that like has this directional microphone. So if I'm in front, it picks up the sound only in front. If I'm in back, then it picks up only the sound in the back. And and then it has a light mod, so I could put a light on the top of this media mod, but I didn't buy that one because I'm not usually filming after dark. So with it being on sale, it was on sale if you did a 1-year subscription to GoPro, and the total cost, including this year subscription to the GoPro service, was $495, $498, something like that. It's just under $500. Whereas when I bought my GoPro 5, that was $500. And that was like 3-4 years ago. So a whole lot more bang for my buck this time, and a whole lot better camera. It's like night and day, the difference. So I am jazzed over it. Yeah, like I don't even know that the GoPro 5 is like worth anything anymore, because the upgrades to this are so vast that I can't imagine anybody wanting to buy a GoPro 5. I mean, I guess if you have no camera at all, but then what's it worth? Like 35 bucks. So I do have old cell phones that I was collecting to use as a camera, and I would just put them up on little tripod things to film different angles. And now I could probably get rid of a bunch of those, because that was a pain in the butt to press record on several different cell phones at once, and then start working on something. So I may just use just the GoPros on my cell phone, my one cell phone, and get rid of all those others, but we'll see. So he's probably in the store now, huh? It's Crazy Homestead. He said he was going into the box store. Good morning, Victoria. How are you? Is it raining there in Washington yet? We have rains here. I am so tired of the rain. Yeah, now, Drops, isn't Victoria out by you somewhere? Oh, okay. Like, aren't you guys both on the other side of the state? In Spokane, yeah. It's like I thought so. I thought you guys were both out there. Victoria's somewhere on the other side of the state. I couldn't remember where. So what else do I have to report? I think I have a new kitty. He actually let me wash him with Dawn dish soap the other night. And so most of his all that grease that was on him was out. Last night was the first night he didn't come in at night. And then I heard him out there fighting again. So I think he needs to be fixed or broken, however you look at it. But he needs to be taken in to be snipped. And hopefully that'll curtail some of this fighting in the middle of the night. Let's see. West of Spokane. Pasco. I don't know where that is. Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys were like in the same general area. Oh, wonderful, Sherry. You'll need to let me know what hotel it is. And I need to find out if they'll allow dogs, because I might have to bring mine with me. I don't have anyone I haven't asked Susan yet, but I just need to make sure she's taken care of. Hola, Sunny. Emma, how are you? I'm sitting here trying not to be depressed because more rain, but Sherry, I am getting excited. Gosh, 13 days, that seems like it's forever away. That's like 2 weeks from today. Okay, I will call them. I'm going to write it down here. I will give them a call and make sure that, you know, if they accept animals and if they charge for it and stuff like that. I finally have a day off to take my time. Kennewick area. Okay. I don't know. I have honestly never been to that side of Washington. I know it's sad, but well, no, even when I was driving out here, let me fix my camera here. Nope, now you guys are looking at the top of my head. Okay. Even when I drove out here, I drove down to Oregon and then across Washington. And I think it went back up into Washington for just a tiny bit or something, but I still have never been over to Spokane area at all. Good. You get a day off to just relax, right, Victoria? No rain. Yeah. Sunny, I was like hoping. I was hoping it was going to stay dry, and it doesn't sound like it rained a lot. So maybe, but not like those torrential downpours we were having. So, and it has to stay dry here and in Missouri because they just excavated a bunch of land to be able to get the mobile out where it's at. And now all that's like, you know, disturbed land. So it's going to get muddy faster. Yeah, I'll send all the rain your way, Drops. Gladly. I know Patty, the tinker's wife, was also wanting rain out there. I'm like, you can have it. I'm so over rain after living in Washington as long as I did. And now out here, no, I'm over rain for a while. Just, you know, give me a few weeks without it. Yeah, Dilly is I don't even know where she is. Hold on. Dilly. Oh my gosh. Did she go down to the neighbors? I'll be right back. Dilly, okay. Didn't know where you were. She's still here. She's a good girl. She sometimes decides to take herself for a walk down the street. That's not good. It's beautiful in Spokane. And yes, today and tomorrow, no babysitting. Nice. Oh, nice, Drops. Are you going to do a video on that? Or did you already and I missed it? Because that could have happened too. I remember when you guys were talking about that. The only thing I have growing here, it's so sad, is strawberries. I mean, the only thing edible that I have growing is strawberries. I had friends bring me some violas when I first got here, but dry here, but cool at about 50. Yeah, it's I don't know how warm it is here. Let's see. 56 here. So it's 56 degrees here. It's not hot, at least. Yeah, I think I remember seeing a video right after you guys were talking about it where you planted it, but maybe I'm just like remembering wrong. That would happen. Didn't they tell you it rains a lot in Missouri? Not quite as much as they did. And I want the rain here because I'll be doing rain catchment for water. I just want it to not rain for a week so they can bring my house. Once the house is here, it can flip and pour every day. And that won't bother me. I just want 1 week of dry weather so I can get my house here. And yeah, that's what I'm waiting for now. So yesterday it was so perfect. It was like absolutely beautiful out there. I was out there raking and clearing an area because I want to put a outdoor shower and then weed whacking, you know, all the stuff because now that I've taken down all the trees, all the weeds are growing. So I have to stay on top of that until they bring the house and put the plastic down. But yeah, I'm so over the rain. We were trying to clear the lot to get it cleared and then get everything ready so that they can move it before all these rains came, and that didn't happen. So it'll all happen in God's time. It's just so hard to be patient. I had to turn the heater on to take the chill off the trailer for a bit. Yeah, going to get up to the 70s. Yeah, that's about what it's been here, Victoria. It's been in the 70s-ish. The rain and the rocks are why a lot of people are doing raised beds. I will definitely be doing raised beds. I think every time it rains here, you grow more rocks because, you know, it washes away more dirt. But yeah, I will definitely be doing raised beds. I just maybe doing that before the house gets here if things keep going the way they do. I have some, the tree guys are going to come back out and mulch up the treetops that we put over in the garden area. So once that's done, if the house isn't here, I'll just spend my time over there clearing up the garden area and getting that ready for future gardens. But yeah, that's, and the old age. That's another reason why I'm doing raised beds. The rocks are coming up to the surface. I could have swore that it just seems like every time it rains over there, there's more rocks. So that would make sense, though, is that they're raising, I guess. I don't know. I think I flunked that. That was not geography. Yeah, that would have been geography, right? It just seems like every time I go over there, I'm like, there's more and more rocks every single time. I went to go rake out the area for where I'm going to put the shower at, and I was thinking I had to go get some pea gravel or something for the ground, but there's enough rock there. I may not need any. Like I was just raking away, and it's almost got a rock floor already. Especially here where I have lava rocks, they are lighter than the soil, so they naturally get pushed up. Oh yeah, no, these are huge boulders. So I don't think what little dirt's there, unless there's boulders moving underneath. I don't think there's, I don't know. I don't know how all that stuff works. I have a abundance of rocks growing. They're a root crop. Yeah, you could, well, they're pretty sharp, Sherry, so I don't know about that. I mean, maybe a stone patio, but yeah, I don't know. Because none of them, I mean, these rocks are so sharp that Jan went to go back out of the area where we were parking at, hit a rock, got stuck, spun her tire a little bit, and it just shredded her tire because the rock is so sharp. So I have to be really careful driving over there. That are 3 feet long. Yeah. No, I know. These are, I don't know. In Washington, we had a lot of river rock that were just big round. Where we were at, there was just big round boulders, but they were like river rocks. So people would buy those and use them for decorations because they were round. But here, these are like sharp, jagged, edged boulders. Okay, ecology. I don't know. I think in high school, was it geography or geology? Maybe it was geology. I don't know. Natural science. I don't know. I was not into the sciences in school at all, so I just kind of like barely skated by by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, well, and I thought that's why, because geography is the countries, the continents, and the oceans. It's also the lands. and like what happens to the lands and the oceans. So I don't know. Oh, no, what, Sherry? Your eyes are fetting really bad? What is fetting, Lonnie? I'm just kidding. Okay, I missed something, obviously. I hated science in school too. Now everything we do is about, exactly. You know, in high school, I didn't like sciences. I loved math and history, but I didn't like the history of the Greek and the Rome and all that stuff. It was boring to me. And then in college, I wound up getting a degree in history. And then, but when I went back to college, I actually went back to college because I was interested in the DNA stuff. So I was doing forensics and stuff like that. And then I just decided I already had a career. So I switched it to history and graduated. But I was fascinated by all the biology stuff. So, which I thought was kind of funny because, you know, after being in school, now I was in high school, I went back to college 20 years later. So, yeah. I knew what you meant, Lonnie. I was just giving you a hard time because, you know, you said you were getting old, but you're spelling wrong too. So, and I think I'm older than you. So, yeah. Oh, my goodness. And I can't see if I have, oh, yeah, I do have Minnesota Gal and Sherry are mods in here. I just wanted to make sure because of all the stuff last night. Dolomite is one of the most common and abundant rocks in the Ozarks region, which is close to sedimentary rock, which is light and water into the soil pushes it to the surface. Oh, really? I don't know. I just know we got a lot of them and there's probably snakes on them. So I wanted to study history, but ended up in art. I still love to learn about history and watch documentaries. If I'm going to watch anything on TV, it's going to be something about history or historical documentaries, stuff like that. And I actually did art history 101. That was one of the most difficult classes I've ever taken in my life. I wanted to burn that book when I was done with it because it was the history of archaeology and painting and oil paintings and all that stuff. And it was fascinating, but gosh, that was one of the hardest classes I've ever taken. That teacher was just horrible. Let's see. Hello, Allie. Welcome. Yeah, I loved history and I didn't realize how much I loved history, but most of the classes I took were the history, American history, and then also archaeology and cultural anthropology stuff like that. It just fascinated me too. So, and those were easier classes to take when you're raising 4 kids and working full time. So that's what I did. Yeah, art history was really fascinating, and I probably would have liked learning that stuff more had it been a different teacher. But this teacher was just brutal, and the homework was there was so much homework for it that it made it not fun. You know what? They are drops. The ones in high school were. I had an awesome teacher in California, and he did his own school of thought. So he wrote his own books, and his books were the truth, even though the other historical people were saying totally different stuff, especially about the Native American stuff. He was just brutally honest and didn't care what other scholars thought about him reporting the truth. But he actually did his own research and stuff before he wrote the book. So it was really kind of cool. Connie and Justin, hello, how are you? We just watched the movie Dunkirk and was disappointed at how it varied from reality. I don't know. I don't think I've ever watched that movie. Um, Wonderful history. Yes, I love history. Oh, watching from Iraq. Nice. What time is it over there right now? It's got to be like the middle of the night. I think they're 11 hours past us. Oh, Connie, I had never had allergies before in California, never got them in Washington. Came out here, and I tell you what, there is something blooming that every once in a while it just gets me. Um, so I actually went out and bought, I don't take any medications ever. And I actually went out and bought allergy, the Lotrimin, so that because there's something out there. I think it's the mold maybe in the leaves when we're raking and stuff that just gets my nose running every time. Oh, it was Dunkirk. Was Dunkirk about Scotland or Ireland? Yeah, Ellie, I think you guys are like I have another friend over there, and I was thinking it was like 12, 13-hour difference. I know early in the morning here is usually late in the day there. Yeah, I think it just depends on the area, I guess, but I don't know what it is that I'm allergic to here, but oh my goodness, my whole nose, everything just starts immediately running, and it's horrible. Now I know what everybody who suffers from allergies goes through, because that's just horrible stuff. But there's a lot of pollen outside right now too, so I'm hopeful that when that goes away, maybe, it's just, a 2-week thing or something. I learned about Mexican history on my own and was amazed at what I was taught about the Mexican-American War at school. Oh, tell me about it, Sunny's Place. The Native American history, which has always fascinated me. Yeah, what we were taught in school was just a bunch of garbage bullshit stuff. So yeah, I totally get it. In fact, I've learned to question everything that I was taught in school because of that. My neighbor has a tree that's terrible. Yeah, that's basically the only thing we have growing out here, other than, a few bushes and shrubs, but I'm pretty sure it's a tree of some kind or a mold from the leaves that's getting me. It's in France. Okay. Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't watch it anyhow just because I don't watch TV, but um, there was 2 wars with Mexico. Yep. My oldest grandson is Native American. Nice. My oldest son is the most Native American, and my niece, because her dad is like almost full Native American, but I don't know what tribe he is. But my oldest son is the one with the most in my family. We're mainly Native American and Scottish and Irish. And I was always told I was Welsh, but come to find out it was a family member that was Irish that was living in Wales or something. So, same with my grandmother. My great grandmother on my dad's side was given up as a baby, and she was on the scrolls. She got a allotment for her entire life because she was part of the Trail of Tears, but we don't know much about her history because of that. We just know, she was given a new name of Mary Brown, and that was it. That's part of the reason why I did the DNA thing, is hopefully to find other family members that are still linked through her on that tree, but that hasn't happened yet. But I know we have Lakota and Chickasaw, and I don't know what else. The main war where Texas was taken from Mexico after Mexico tried to deport Americans from there. Wasn't that the main where Texas was taken from Mexico? Okay, which war is that? Now I'm drawing a blank. Now I'm curious. And now my coffee is getting cold. Viking pirates. Oh, so you are the ones that came and stole our lands. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, when I did my DNA, I actually found out that I'm part Algerian. Algerian. Anyhow, it's some kind of African American, which was on my dad's side, which was funny because my dad was the biggest bigot in the world. So after he passed away, we shook his family tree, and guess what came out? I'll drink coffee. I don't care if it's hot, cold. It's coffee. I did the what is it called? The one with oh my goodness, it's too early in the morning. Ancestry.com. And I'm thinking I want to do the 23andMe also. Just because I know that they're a little bit different, but okay. Cold coffee is wonderful. We stole everyone's land. Yeah, you know what? If you look back in history, there's always been land grabs. So when people say, oh, you came and stole our land, or yeah, whatever, you lost it fair and square. Sorry. It's the only one referred to as the Mexican-American War. There were a lot of fights between the two, though. That's not the Alamo. The fight for California came after that. They should have just let them have California. I'm sorry. Minnesota gal, I had to learn how to drink coffee of all temperatures, because when you're a mom, you pour coffee, you set it down, and 5 minutes later, or so it seems, it's really 5 hours later when you find your cup again that you go, oh my gosh, and I need more coffee. So yeah, you just kind of learn that. Or I would leave it in the garden. I'd go out in the garden to do something, and 2 hours later find my coffee cup again, and it usually had protein floating in it. But yep. I lost coffee cups in the microwave. It's bad when you put them back in the cabinet, though, and they're full of coffee. So when the next person comes to grab it, they get a face full of coffee. But yep. Yeah, if I had ice, but I don't have my refrigerator plugged in yet. So no ice here. Oh my goodness. Even white. Well, yeah, I've been called some pretty terrible nicknames as a white person. It depends on who was calling the name, but yeah, I can imagine, Victoria. But no, my dad was very anti African American. My sister dated a guy and brought him home, and my dad went bananas. And then come to find out later, after he passed away, that he's part African American. So it turns out that one of his ancestors married their slave, after the wife died. Then he married his slave and then had more kids, and that's where my dad's line came from. So it was pretty funny. But my dad was also from Kentucky, so I think a lot of that is just cultural for the time that he was there. I think they are. You're right. when I was growing up, I grew up in East LA when I was real little. So my first 4 years of school, I went to school in a place called Rosemead. And me and my sisters and my brother were the only white English speaking kids in the school. So everything we said in English, we had to repeat in Spanish because they were teaching both of us how to speak to each other. And which was great because there was only 2 languages and that worked really well. But yeah, I was the minority. And then we moved to the Bay Area, which is just a plethora of every race in the world. So you can't be racist and live there because you would have no friends. I mean, I don't know how people could do it. So I grew up around all different races. It didn't bother me, but so it shocked me when we found out that my dad was racist. But let's see. 2/3 Dane and Swede, and the rest African, India, Middle East, North Africa, you name it. We pirates got around. Yeah, I bet, huh? Hello, Discover Sustainable. How are you doing today? Wait, I know your name. I asked you, was it Nina? Oh my gosh, I told you I am horrible with names. Yes, Sunny's Place, Rosemead. That's where I was born there and stayed there until 3rd grade. And then my parents moved us to Oakland to get us away from the gangs in LA. After my sister started having babies from other nationalities. Oh, good. Peaceful Homestead, hello. My daughter went to a Hispanic Marshallese school. She was one of 3 white kids there. She was always made fun of for her face and skin. She has blonde hair and blue-eyed. Yeah, my youngest son has very pale blonde hair. He is blonde hair. He's not albino, but he has very, very pale blonde hair when he was little. And the black kids in the area would call him white albino and cracker. And he got teased so much because he was so pale and so white. But some of his best friends, my kids are all colorblind. He has no racist bones in his body, even after all that teasing. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I did get it right. Oh my goodness, I still have a brain cell left. How about that? I haven't done the DNA, but I know I have Native American and European in my line. Well, just so you know, when you go to do the DNA, they don't really have a test for the Native American lineage in it. So it's going to come up. It'll come up for the area that you're from, but it doesn't come up specifically Native American blood, which I think is stupid, but I guess they don't have pure enough samples or something. I don't know. They explained it when I first got it back. Let's see, where am I? Good. I do have a brain cell left. I remembered her name, guys. I'm so jazzed because I'm bad with that. Like I'd forget Ed's name, except for it's in the title of his let's see. Norwegian, Scots, Irish, English, Native American, Indian. Yeah, you know what? It was really fascinating. And what's even more fascinating is that my dad's side of the family, like my dad left Kentucky and moved to California when he was like 18. And so I had 2 aunts that were in Kentucky. And I met them a couple times. And I talked to them as an adult after my dad passed away. I talked to them a couple times, but that was it. We weren't really close. Well, there are all these nieces and nephews of my dad's on that side of the family that I never got to know. And so now when I'm doing this DNA stuff, and because I'm out here closer to Kentucky, I'm doing this DNA stuff and I'm finding there's all kinds of people that we share the same bloodline through my dad's family that I would love to get to know and meet them. And I was able to find that through the DNA matches on that website because we didn't know a lot of the information on my aunts. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, we're all the same race. We're the human race. Mexican tribes are considered Native American in those tests. I know the region my parents are from, so we have an idea of the tribes it could be. Yeah. Especially on my husband, he has dad. Especially on my husband, his dad was adopted. Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier, Peaceful, is that my great grandmother on my dad's side was Native American, but she was adopted at birth. So we don't know much. But then on my mom's side, we have the lineage goes all the way back to like the 1500s because my grandmother really enjoyed doing genealogy. So we have a lot of the information there. We just don't have as much on my dad's side. Sure, Lucky Star, you can ask a question. I don't know if I'll answer it, but you can ask it. Anyhow. So what's everybody else up to this wonderful rainy day? Ooh, breakfast bowls sound good. I'm going to have an orange and probably some applesauce. And my coffee, of course. Who is the most beautiful person you have ever seen in real life that sticks out in your mind? That would be my mother. And that's just because she's a beautiful person inside and out, or she was. Oh, Sherry. Good Lord, girl. You work way too much. And it is almost 1 hour, so let's see how much longer I go. Good morning, Howie. How are you? Is it raining up there where you're in Victoria, right? Or somewhere up in that way? The most beautiful person I've ever seen in my life that was a stranger that sticks out in my mind. I can't think of. Can't think of anyone. Sorry, Lucky Star. You get me before my second cup of coffee. Howie, is it raining up there where you are? Good morning, Vineyard Chicks. Oh, Victoria, you were so lucky. There's some huge holes in ours that I would love to, with the DNA, fill in, but that also takes time and effort. Oh, okay. See, I have another brain cell this morning. I remembered where Howie's from, and I remembered Nina's name, but now I can't remember her channel name. So bad. Never had allergies until I moved to Missouri. You were talking about your allergies. Yes, Sunny, that is, and I think part of it is maybe just, you know how you have to acclimate to the weather? Maybe we have to acclimate to the surroundings here, but you know, like they say, use local honey and stuff like that. So maybe that's what it is. And just after a year or two, it'll go away, but we'll see. Oh, hail. Yeah, no thanks. How many push-ups can I do? I've been known to eat a whole box of those at one sitting. Is that what you mean? Salute Vineyard Chicks. Discover. Oh, I know. Discover Sustainable. I just couldn't look up and see your channel name, but now I remember your real name, so that's good. Discover Sustainable. Hi, Howie. All I got in Missouri was chiggers and poison ivy. You know what? I am terrified of the chiggers. I heard when my friends came out to help me on the land, they were talking about chiggers, and they're like, oh, yeah, it'll be the most miserable 2 weeks of your life. And I still don't know what they are, but I'm terrified of them. Oh, it's getting worse. Oh, no. That's kind of scary. Um, give me just a second here, guys. Let's see. Oh, in Michigan too. I had never heard of chiggers. We had ticks in California, but they weren't not anything. It's not as prevalent as it is here. Like even in the mountains in California, I don't think I saw as many ticks as I saw here. Lightning bugs, was pretty cool. So I had never seen lightning bugs ever. And then I was out here the other night. I was calling for the cats, and there was all these flickering things, and I thought I was like having a ocular migraine, and found out that it was lightning bugs, which was pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to Google chiggers and figure out what they are, but hopefully, I mean, I know that they have them here, but hopefully the stuff I use for ticks keeps them away. Some people say that if you dust your feet and legs with sulfur, it helps prevent chiggers. Sulfur as in ash from a fireplace, or actual sulfur? I don't know. I don't have a fireplace, so. Okay, Victoria, you're taking off on me, huh? I just figured I'd hang out here and because I'm bored. Oh my goodness, Howie. Go give that blood. Oh, sulfur for the garden. Okay, I was thinking sulfur is, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Like I said, I haven't had enough coffee yet this morning. Yeah, the first tick I saw crawl on me, I was a little like freaked out. Okay, the first time I ever saw ticks was on Dilly. So that was like 8 years ago. She was a puppy and she went to go stay with my friends for the weekend. When I came back, she was up in my bed and I'm all petting her, and I felt these like lumps near her ear. So I turned on the light and I looked and I was like, what is that? Well, they were ticks that had been on her all weekend, and so they were fully engorged, and I freaked out. So I was picking ticks off of her. I had to Google how to pick them off, and picking ticks off of her and getting her on tick medicine. And I was like totally freaked out because she was in my bed. And then I hadn't seen ticks again until I moved up here. So let's see. Never had chiggers. Okay. Yeah, well, I'd like to find out what it is that you eat. Maybe it's cilantro or something that the chiggers don't like, because I'll force myself to eat it. Till VA either lived in Pennsylvania. You know what? Los Angeles, there were a lot of roaches. It seemed like every single, not Los Angeles, but in Rosemead, it seemed like every single friend down there, everybody had roaches. It was like, I didn't know that they weren't, because that's what I grew up with. I didn't know that they weren't a thing until I moved to the Bay Area and found out people didn't have them. Oh, fun. Cleaning house. Yuck. Okay, Emma, we'll talk to you later. Everybody's leaving me. All right, have a great day, Vineyard Chicks. I know I've been on here for an hour, so I'm probably going to get off soon. Need more coffee here. Good to see you. All right, everybody. I'm going to let you go because it has been an hour, but I will come back in a couple days. And actually, I want to try and do a chat at night during prime time to see if it will let me stream. So I might try that later in the evening, but we'll see. I will talk to you guys all later. Have a good day.